Marion wants you to get to the ruins? Has she lost her mind?
Escha started it. Marion just ran with the idea.
Brother, we want an airship that can take us to the unexplored ruins.
It's impossible. The turbulence is too unpredictable. The airship will be smashed to bits in midair.
Aw, I had a bad feeling about that. What if we modified it?
No, it's not a matter of modifications. I'm afraid that a blimp simply can't make it there.
Just making sure. No one can even get close to that thing, right? There are just too many obstacles and the craft won't survive. That's what I've been told.
Yeah, it's a strange story, and I have no idea where it even came from.
Did you think of something, Logy?
A blimp isn't stable or rigid enough. Is there any way to overcome those problems?
No, there isn't. The only airships we have available are... Oh, you're right! There are dreadnoughts now! One of those can probably make it.
Dreadnoughts?
It's possibly the epitome of modern technology and alchemy, with a hardened hull.
It's dense enough to survive the wind and the rubble. One of them's our best bet to reach in the ruins.
That's amazing! If we can get one of these here, we'd be able to make it there right away!
Well, I don't know if that's an option. Only a few have been built and Central's researching them. Not to mention the dangers in manufacturing one. You can't simply pick one up and go.
Aw, it was a great idea, I thought.
Actually, if the two of you can get some key parts, it's not impossible. Just very difficult.
Really? So, if we try really, really hard, we might be able to build one ourselves?
Wait a second. Are you serious? That's impossible. It's too dangerous.
Don't you want to try it? Let's take on the challenge of building a dreadnought.
Nothing will come of taking on an impossible task. We should think of another way to get there.
Don't worry, you'll have my full support. It's not every day you get to do something this interesting. I'll run it by Heiser. I'm sure he'll be happy to contribute, and I'll gather some maintenance guys.
Really? Brother, you're the best!
I guess there's no convincing these two. This is gonna be one hell of a ride.
Sorry, Logy, but I truly believe we can make this happen.
Now that that's settled, we need to start gathering materials for the ship's frame. A lot of them.
And then gas to fill the ship. Without that, we won't get off the ground. That'll require alchemy. I don't know how to make that. And even if I knew the steps, I don't know if I could create it.
Still, we have to try our best. We've grown a bit too, you know?
As I said, it's a nearly impossible task. If we're stuck, we have to give up. Got it?
Fine. But first, let's start by doing what we can. Building an airship. This is going to be so exciting. What do you think, brother? Will this be enough?
This should be plenty for what we're doing. Let's try and build it.
I've been meaning to ask you, can you even design a dreadnought? I don't want to rain on your parade, but it's better to know now rather than learn it later.
I'm glad you asked. You know, I've admired airship design since I was a kid. I've mocked some up.
Wow! You studied the engineering all on your own?
Yeah, I thought that if I understood how to build an airship with my own hands, I could go a lot farther. With that in mind, I'm happy these designs got to see the light of day again.
I see. That's impressive, but do we have manpower? Maintenance is spread pretty thin as it is.
You see, Heisman's all for it. He said, "How can I turn down this chance of a lifetime?" So he worked with Marion to talk to Colin. We don't have to worry about labor or budgets.
You've already done that much? This has really gotten out of hand.
I see. Thank you, brother, for coming on board for such a reckless project.
Cut that out. We haven't done anything yet. And there's no guarantee that it'll work.
He's right. We haven't worked out all the kinks. I think we need to work with some more caution.
I agree. We'll be careful with the process. We don't want anyone getting injured on this quest. Nonetheless, I'm pretty impressed about your knowledge of airships. Have you studied them?
Yeah, I was interested in them a while ago.
Whoa! That's so cool, Logy. You learned all that just because it interested you?
We're building a prototype right now. We'll bring it over when it's done. Start looking forward to it.
Good luck with your work, brother. We'll keep gathering more materials for you, too. This is really taking off. So many people are working hard on our project. I need to do my best.
Say, Katla, I've been meaning to ask you for a while now, but...
What is it? Please, ask me anything.
That old book, you haven't sold it yet. I'm actually a little curious about it.
What, this? My, you've got fine taste, don't you, Logy? My father found this book in some ruins, but I left it here because I don't know what to make of it. Why are you curious about it now? It's been here for a while.
We're trying to build a new airship right now. Maybe there's some relevant information in that book.
If that's the case, I suppose I could let you have a little peek. Here you go.
Yeah, thanks. Let's see...
Well, Logy, is there anything we can use in there?
I knew it! It's a book on alchemy. It shows how to create the gas that'll lift even the dreadnought.
Really? So with that book, we'll be able to make the materials we need?
It should. I need to take a closer look at it, though.
Huh? Is this something that we can use?
Katla, can we buy this right away? We'll pay for it.
Well. If it's that important, then surely it should fetch a pretty penny.
What's that supposed to mean?
Well then, how about this much?
What? That's too expensive.
Well, it's pretty valuable, isn't it? I need to charge at least this much.
Is your bottom line the only thing you care about?
What should we do? It's so expensive.
What was I thinking? How could we come up with this much money?
Is that so? Well, I'm afraid we'll have to pretend this conversation never happened.
Aw, what should we do, Logy?
Nobody would pay that much for a book anyway. Let's explore some other options.
Excuse me, is Mr. Fixario here?
Hello. Logy's actually not in right now. But would you like me to go look for him?
No. Please don't worry about it. I suppose I could ask you instead.
Me? What could I tell you?
This question concerns Mr. Fixario, actually. What are your thoughts about him?
My thoughts? Well, he's really good at getting things done, and he's quite reliable.
Perhaps I phrased the question incorrectly. Has there been anything suspicious in Mr. Fixario's behavior lately? That's what interests me.
I'm not entirely sure what you mean. Could you give me an example?
Think about it. He was learning cutting-edge alchemy in Central City. What could possibly make him come to a region as remote as this? Doesn't that seem strange?
Now that you mention it... But Logy said that it happens all the time.
All the time. Something doesn't add up to me. This is only conjecture, but he may be involved in a large conspiracy.
What? Do you think that's possible?
For example, if Logy had developed some innovation in technology or an alchemical technique, how would those around him feel? would you not agree that he could be considered a threat?
Is that really how things work in Central City?
Yes. You see, he may be involved in a power struggle, ultimately leading to his relocation here. It's only a deduction, but it has been bothering me. I would like to investigate this matter more.
I really don't think that's what happened. Maybe you're being a little paranoid?
If nothing's going on, then all is well. I shall return to my search. Tell me if you recall anything.
Huh. He's gone. What should I do? Should I tell Logy about this?
Oh, and one more thing.
Yes? What is it?
This could lead to a dangerous place. Escha, I think it's best if you don't get involved too deeply. Please leave this matter to me, and be sure not to mention it to anyone else either.
I didn't intend on getting involved in the first place.
I see. Well then, if you'll excuse me.
Is it safe to just let this matter be? Hopefully it won't come up again. Oh well.
Escha Logy? I have some good news that you might find interesting.
What's that?
About that book that tells you how to fly. Since you both seem so interested in it, I decided to give you a discount.
Hey, maybe we'll be able to afford it now. How much is it?
What would you say to this much? You can't turn it down, can ya?
I saw this coming, but you did drop it by quite a bit.
It's still very expensive, though. What should we do?
Sorry, I can't afford it, even at this price.
I see. Still too expensive, huh?
I don't think anyone would buy it unless you lower the price some more.
You can't fool me, you know. I know this book's worth a ton.
You'll probably lower the price again. I think we'll have to watch and wait for you to do that.
Papa shouldn't be so stubborn.
There's something I have to discuss with you two.
What's the matter? You look upset.
That book from the other day? Please buy it. I set the price too high and no one's willing to pay.
Oh, right. Well...
You should have given us a fair price from the beginning. How much is it this time?
I'm going as low as I can here. It'll cost you this much.
That's a lot cheaper. I think we can afford this.
You sure you can't go any lower than that?
I really can't. Please, I've got to make a living here too. Also, I do have another buyer lined up who's willing to pay a little more.
Really? Why don't you sell it to that person instead?
You said that you really need it, so I really want you to buy it. If you still don't want to buy it, I'm going to have to sell it to the other interested party.
Well, if you're that desperate, I guess we'll trust you. Now, what do you think we should do?
Okay, we'll buy it for that price. Thanks for saving it for us.
No, it's okay. It was my fault to begin with. Thank you very much for your purchase.
If you put a fair price on your goods, we'll buy them from you. I hope you've learned your lesson.
Yes, I'll be careful.
Now, let's get to reading this book.
I'm not done yet.
Here it goes again!
Take this. I'm not done yet.
What's more?
How's this? Why don't you just settle down?
This will be extremely effective. Move aside.
I'll take your place! That hurt!
Firing! Take this! There! Ha!
Following up.
Here it goes again!
How's this? Why don't you just settle down?
Flanking attack! Yeah! Death from above! Here I go! Yeah!
Following up.
You're wide open.
Don't move.
I can do this! Here I go! Yeah! Yeah!
Leave it to me.
How troublesome.
Firepower's overwhelming. Shit! Got something special for you. This'll blow you away.
Face me! Ha!